Hey everyone, Florida Man here. This video is going to be about your donations, about where you can donate and how your donations can be used. So to start off, let me say that I'm making this video because we've pretty much finished with organizing ourselves with our creation of our 501c3. So at the beginning of this year, we created a organization in the state of Florida with the purpose of it becoming a charitable organization which we can use to send money to Ukraine for our programs here in Ukraine. We set up the group, we did the charter, we have the mission, we got our EIN number, and then we set up a bank account. I created the website, and then we set up the website connected now with that bank account. And I've finished filing paperwork for the 5013C status. I filed paperwork a bit over a month ago. We did the 1023 easy form. It takes, I believe, around 2 to 3 months to get confirmation of 5013C status. But pretty much because we've submitted the paperwork and we have the bank account open, we can now start receiving donations and we can say that these are going to be tax deductible. Okay. And this is great. We've already started receiving some donations through this system, and these donations are being put to good use. However, there is a big caveat, really big caveat, and that's why I'm making this video. Because now that this organization, it's a 501c3 charitable organization, there's going to be strings attached to it. There's going to be things where I'm not going to be as flexible with these funds as I am with my PayPal funds. And so that's why I'm going to talk to you guys about this. About pretty much, I've decided that I'm going to have 2 donation groups. Let me put down my tea here real quick and use my hands to help explain all this, because this is my 6th time trying to make this video, and each time I'm not too happy because I don't think I'm clear enough about how this is going to work. So basically the game plan is we now have the 501c3, which is the group 1. Anyone can donate to this. You can be in Europe, you can be anywhere in the world, and you can go to our website, Florida Man 4UA, and you can donate through there, which will go to our 501c3 charitable organization group, which is great. But we're also going to have our PayPal group. The PayPal group is not tied to the 501c3. The PayPal is pretty much what I've been doing since the start of this YouTube channel and before then, where friends and family, they could donate to this PayPal account. It goes to my own personal account. I keep an Excel sheet to keep a balance of donations and expenses through these donations, and I can distribute it how I see fit. And I've decided that it's important that I distinct between these 2 groups, between the PayPal donation side and the official Florida Man for UA donation side. And there's a lot of important reasons why, I can't kind of have them mixing together. A lot of that has to do legally and bank-wise, and also just for transparency and honesty too. And so let's get into the 501c3. With the 501c3, basically why we decided to do this, because you're saying, why would you set up this organization? It's primarily because we want to get more donations from the US and we want to get bigger donations. And the PayPal system so far has been working. I'm very grateful for those that have been helping me through the PayPal system. I have some great donors. You guys have been a godsend for us in our organization. The Forge has been able to go strong because of you. I really appreciate that. However, there are other projects that we would like to improve upon, and there's other people I would like to help. And to do that, we need more funds. And how do we get those funds? And one of the things we're thinking about basically is we're going to set up this 501c3, and we're going to try to attract bigger donors. And one of the best ways to get the bigger donors is to provide tax incentives. And that's why you want that 501c3 status as a charitable organization, so you can receive greater funds. This has already started. I've already had people reach out to me now with my organization, people in the US. And one of the first questions they ask me is like, is your fund tax deductible? And now I can say, yes, you can donate to our organization and it's tax deductible. This is great. Now, there's some challenges though, obviously. It's not all good. You can't have your cake and eat it too. The drawbacks is that now we need a paper trail. There's a high level of accountability that we're going to need with our organization in the US. And there's some other tangents too I'll get into here. But first, let's talk about the accountability and the paper trail. So the PayPal system, it's a trust system. You guys send money to PayPal. and you trust that I'm going to distribute that money correctly. And basically I did that by showing you guys videos of me buying stuff and sending stuff to the forge and stuff like that. And that's kind of our system. It's a trust system. The IRS does not function on a trust system. You need to be able to verify where your money was put and for what purpose your money was put. So to do this, obviously, we need to have special paperwork and meetings. I needed to learn a lot. I'm very thankful. I've had some good friends. I wouldn't have done this originally unless I've made some contacts and some people that are already in the nonprofit world, especially with the Ukraine side, helping with Ukraine. They've been really amazing people that I would never have chosen to do this if I couldn't rely on their background knowledge. And just for other people out there to understand, I'm not going in blind. I have a great group of people that are kind of supporting me and mentoring me through this process to help me make sure everything is done completely in the correct way. But back to the 501c3. So basically now, if I want to spend over $250, this is written in our bylaws, I need to get a board approval. We need board approval for these funds to be distributed. And also that these funds needed to be distributed to an institution or some entity. I can't just give it out as random as I would like to, as I could with the PayPal funds, correct? So if I needed to send funds out, we need to have a meeting. I need to have minutes for those meetings. I need to declare exactly what these funds are going to be used for. I need to justify why these funds need to be used for. And then I need to make sure I get receipts. This is for transparency, and this is also to protect us if we get audited by the IRS to show where this money was and it was being put to what we said it was going to be put towards. So on one hand, it's going to take us more time to send money. We can't send it as easy. I always like kind of the PayPal system because basically you guys sent the money. It was great. I kept it. I wrote it down. I kept the ledger. And then let's say Ramon would call me one day and he'd say, hey, Ben, we're out of rebar. We need to buy more rebar. How much money do you have for us to put toward the rebar? And I look in my account. I said, all right, we got this much set aside. We can put this much towards rebar. And then we buy the rebar. And that's it. He sends me a photo of the receipt. I put that in my little file. I have it there, but that's it. There was no need for additional approval. No one else needed to be involved. Now I have a board. I have 2 other people on my board. These people need to agree about the fund distribution. And when everyone agrees, then we can distribute the funds. This is the reality. And I actually need to have like a little paper document saying why these funds are being sent out. So it's a changing, I'm putting on more of I don't know, like a business hat, or I don't know what type of hat you would say, but it's less free forming. So, but this gives us more possibilities. And so I'll give you like the best example. Recently, I had a nice donor, and basically I'm in Lviv right now. And one of the programs I'm helping out with now, which is going to be the Florida Man Project, not the Forge Project. It's an orphanage system here, and they're going to have a big Easter event, and they could not get enough people to help out with bringing the supplies, like catering food. They're going to have over 300 kids at this event. And fortunately, basically, I had a donor who was able to come in and help. And I was like, oh, I have the funds now. And so then we could put those funds together, and I had to have a meeting. We had to have saying that we're going to put these funds for the purchasing of these items. And then we're going to send it out. And that's really cool because, it'd be really nice. I can show you guys a little footage of their last year event. So basically, if it wasn't for this situation where I was able to accumulate, donations in this way, I wouldn't have been able to help them out because I don't have that sort of money set aside for the Forge type thing where I can give out this much for this sort of project. Sorry, bit of a tangent there. But yeah, so the 501c3, it's very useful now because we're starting to get some more of the donors, but the problem is the funds can't be as easily sent out or for as many things as I would like to send out. So like for the Forge, we can still send money to the Forge through the 501c3. We can buy rebar, we can buy other things, especially if we're building burners to help keep people warm or building staples to help build protective items for Ukraine. But can we use that money to build a tripod stand for a machine gun mount? If I had a tax person, a person from the IRS, and they asked me, why did you guys buy this metal here? And I had to say, we bought this metal to build a machine gun mount. He would ask me, that definitely doesn't sound like non-lethal aid. And I can make the argument, well, the vast majority of machine guns now used in Ukraine are only going to be used for air defense. And this machine gun mounts was sent to our local air, territorial defense unit, which is around our city, to defend against Shaheed attacks. And then, they would probably then ask, all right, do you have documents verifying that it was sent to this unit that was only going to be used for air defense? And I'm probably going to say no, because that level of paperwork and detail, it's just not worth it. But so that's why I would like to still keep the PayPal account. The PayPal account allows me that flexibility where I can put it towards projects where I don't need to justify to the IRS that it was non-lethal aid. And that makes things a lot easier some ways. And also, so then going into that, basically also, if you're not from the US, if you don't pay taxes in the US, right now, the 501c3, the website I have, the service that we use is Squarespace. So obviously we're paying for the website, but then also we need to pay for the service fees. I think it's Squarebox or something. I forget which service they have. That's a 3%. We're paying 3%. So if you donate, 3% of that is going to go towards that service fee. Through PayPal, I know some people pay fees, some people don't. I really don't understand PayPal's system. I've tried to look into it. I know when I receive donations and I send those donations to Ramon, to the Forge, for them to buy rebar, I don't pay any service fees. That's great. So then yet again, so I know a lot of my donors are in Europe right now, so they're not really going to benefit from this tax deductible service. So you guys can still donate through PayPal. It could still be very easy for you. And also, it makes things a lot faster there. But basically the 501c3 is to get us better access and for us to do more services, because my time now, what I'm doing in Ukraine has been changing and I've been making more connections. And the point of the 501c3, it's not just for the Forge, but it's for other Ukrainian organizations that I've met, that I trust, that we build up a good rapport, and we want to help them be able to do what they do best. The 501c3 isn't there to try to create, it's there to support. So on top of that, if you know any organizations in Ukraine, if you're in the US and you have an organization that you work with in Ukraine and you have a high trust of them, they do great work, and you want to donate to them, but you want to be able to make it tax deductible, please reach out to me. We might be able to work something out. Put me in contact with them and I'll see what we can do. There's a lot of there's a lot of financial aid we can provide that is charitable and non-lethal to a lot of organizations. You'd be surprised. So think of it that way. Kind of that's what this organization is kind of trying to do, is we're trying to branch out. And so that's why now, basically, if you see on my YouTube pages, there are 2 donation areas, okay? There's the Florida Man webpage that will take you to our donation site, and you can donate there, and that's going to be tax deductible, all right? But then there's going to be the PayPal. The PayPal is not tax deductible. It's just the PayPal. It's like me. I'm just a guy in a van traveling around Ukraine. You give me these funds, and I could use them how I see fit, all right? It's a high level of trust, and I really appreciate for all those people that have been donating that way. But this is to give an incentive for other people in the US, and hopefully we can use this to build on certain projects. The other one that's still going to be there because it's great to have that flexibility. And so the last one I want to talk about too is also because basically with the PayPal, I can just help out friends in Ukraine that have something that happened to them immediately. And for this, a little part of this video, I wanted to reach out to my donors and other people that watch my content. A good friend of mine, a teacher, my Ukrainian teacher, Nika, she has a YouTube website, she has a YouTube channel, not website. She has a website too, but Verba, she teaches Ukrainian. She's a really good person. She's been a great help to me in learning Ukrainian. A good friend of hers has joined the military, and now they are trying to outfit themselves their own kit. They have a monobank set up for receiving donations for this. If any of you guys would like to help out my friend Nika, please donate to me, and in the PayPal just say going to Nika's friends, and I will take those funds and I will send it to that monobank. Okay. I'll also get the monobank information, but a lot of times it's hard for foreigners to donate to a monobank unless you have a Ukrainian card, which I do have, which makes it a lot easier. But I'll put the information down there too, so you can try to donate. So if you can't, go ahead, just go to the PayPal, put it in there, and say it's for Nika's friend. All right. So I hope that explained everything. This has been my most coherent and best one yet, and my longest one yet. If you have more questions, if you're in the US and you do have questions about the taxes, and you have people that you want to help out and you want to see if our organization can help those people in Ukraine, please do contact me. This is my new occupation. This is what my kind of focus is. Unfortunately, my health issues are still present, and so I cannot be the sort of thing I used to be. So now I need to be something else, and I'm hopefully going to do a good job at it. All right. So I'm heading back to Florida soon. If you're in the Florida area and you'd like me to speak at an event or community outreach and that sort of stuff, please reach out to me. I already have a couple public speaking events set up, but I have some free time still down there and I want to make the best use of it. We're also having a fundraiser. The fundraiser is going to be down below, the link to that. It's going to be a technical skill training course. Come out, meet us. There's going to be some really cool people there. And it's all going to be going to the Forge stuff for that. All right. So thank you everyone for watching these videos. I hope this clarified everything. And pray to God that your portfolio did not do as badly as mine in the past week. All right. Florida Man out. Stay safe.